Hello everybody, welcome back. My name is Chris and on this channel I'm sharing my cross-stitching journey. In this short episode, I would like you to join me in creating a new needle board. So what is a needle board? When we stitch, it often happens that we finish a thread, but there is still some thread left on the needle that we can save for later instead of throwing it away. To organize those still usable threads, we can create a needle board. This is the needle board that I made for my Sweet Dreams project. It's a very simple concept. I just took a piece of foam board and made a simple table in Google Sheets with all the DMC thread numbers that I needed for that project. I attached it to the foam board with pins and that's all. When I have a thread that is still usable, I simply pin it under the specific color number and use it again later when that color appears in the pattern. However, when I started a new project and created another needle board, I realized I already had two boards and some colors repeated on both of them. If I started another project, I would need to create yet another board and even more colors would repeat. Not only that, but storage started to become a bit tricky. These needle boards are like hedgehogs and they become difficult to store. Most importantly, I started to worry about my cat because he can jump anywhere at any time and I was afraid he could hurt himself. So I came up with the idea that I could, first of all, hide the needle board inside a box with a lid, and secondly, create one board for all DMC colors. This way I could use it for all my projects. So I did some shopping and I found this shallow box designed for storing A4 documents. A4 is a standard paper size here. In the US it's probably US letter, I think. So this was perfect. I also got one foam puzzle mat piece, the kind that can be used on the floor for children or for a gym, for example. I chose a thicker one. It's 2 centimeters thick, which is about 3/4 of an inch. My idea was to cut this foam piece, insert it in the box, and attach a table with all the DMC numbers. So I measured the size I needed and cut it. I realized that I didn't need a very big board. On a standard A4 sized sheet, I could easily fit all DMC colors. The space for each needle doesn't have to be very large, and I didn't want this board to take up too much space. An A4 or US letter sized box is enough for me. When I cut the mat and inserted it into the box, I thought it was a little bit too deep. So I decided to use the foam boards from my previous needle boards and place them underneath. I cut 2 pieces and this became my plan. First the foam boards, then the puzzle piece, and then the printed table, and finally the needles. I also checked whether now the board wasn't too high and whether the lid could close properly. I didn't want all the foam pieces to move around, so I attached the white foam boards to the bottom of the box using double-sided tape. This created a solid base. Then I attached 3 more pieces of tape to the puzzle mat and secured it to the white foam boards. Now everything was held firmly in place and I could even turn the box upside down without anything falling out. Then I printed out my table and attached it in all 4 corners with pins. Now I could finally transfer all my needles from the old needle boards. I was a little afraid that the space for the needles might be too small, but actually I think it's enough for me. I'm happy that I could fit all the colors into such a compact size. And most importantly, I'm very happy that I can now cover all those needles with a lid. I no longer have to worry about my cat, and the board is also much easier to store. As for the table itself, I used my DMC color card to write down all the numbers. I didn't include the special colors from the last page because I'm not even sure if I will ever use them, and I simply didn't want to add them to the board. So the entire table includes 489 colors. If you would like to get this table, check out the video description. I will add links to both the A4 and US letter versions if you would like to create a similar needle board for yourself. Of course, you can also scale up the table when printing if you would prefer a larger size. One more note, on my previous needle board I also included a place for symbols, but symbols are not really necessary because the same color can have a different symbol in every project, so I think it's better to stick with the color numbers, at least for me. And that would be all for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe found some inspiration for creating your own needleboard system. Thank you very much for watching, happy stitching, and until next time, bye!